Barbara Amato. Trash Nights. Trash Nights. Barbara Amato.
Thank you. It was another Friday night, and the Amato family was getting ready for their weekly ritual. Sweetie, there's one in the kitchen. Will you grab that? Kids, come on, pile in. Let's get in the car. Oh, Tom, don't forget your hat and your sunglasses. We loaded up in our 15-year-old car that only drove in second gear, and we took off. Don't go to that one, it's full. And there's way too many people over there. Right there, honey, there. My husband parked the car and we jumped out. Kids, get down. I stood lookout while my husband did the deed. What's your idea of a Friday night out with your teenage kids? At this point in our lives, it was going to the warehouse district to find a dumpster where we could get rid of our trash because we couldn't afford $16 a month. Have you ever been broke? Really broke? How did that make you feel? Angry? Frustrated? Frightened? I had a small business, and in my 6th year, things started to fall apart. And I heard voices. You're a phony, loser. And then there were other ones. My family. Who do you think you are starting a business anyways? You don't have an MBA or wads of money to invest. You should get a job with the state and let someone else have all the worries. Then there were my friends. You did what? You cashed in your retirement, your savings, to start a business? You're never going to retire or have fun. Oh, these voices, they were everywhere. And the question was, were they right? Well, actually, they were. Because my business shortly thereafter went bankrupt. I had to ask myself, did this failure define me? I was active in my community. My husband and I volunteered in our church, and much to our kids' chagrin, we were always involved in their school. I looked at people who had successful businesses, and I saw that some of them had a full bank account and an empty home life. And we had a full home life and an empty bank account. Which one of these didn't make you feel like a loser? I think perhaps we all felt like failures. My husband took the children to school every day, and they listened to the radio, and they sang songs, and they laughed. And at night, I made a homemade dinner each night. Homemade because I like to cook. Homemade because it was a lot less money. But mostly homemade because it was a port in the storm. It was a place that my family could come together in respite, away from all the challenges. A place where we would laugh and sing. A place where we would talk about school and dating and chores. A place that we would argue about school and dating and chores because they were teenagers after all. But we worked together as a family to do things as a family and to grow. We were so deeply involved in the community. We were so deeply involved in each other and our lives that when I think about the success of our business, I realized that this just wasn't the time for me to be an entrepreneur. I needed security. I needed to find a way to take care of my family and put those dreams on a shelf, maybe for another day, maybe not. Then we took off and flew across the country and landed in Florida, where we got jobs. Yes, that dirty word, jobs. Those jobs turned into successful careers. I made a difference in many lives of the people who worked for me, or the people I worked with and the company I worked for, in spite of the fact that I had already failed. When I think of the success of that time, and I think of my family's success, because my children are now grown, I have grandchildren, and we are a strong family unit because of what we went through together. These days, every Friday night, they come for dinner, and sometimes it's homemade spaghetti sauce, or my husband playing his guitar, or sometimes it's pizza, because I'm working as an entrepreneur in my retirement. It's my time now. Today, when I load up my car, it's beach chairs in the trunk, grandchildren in the back, and I always say to my husband, "Don't forget your hat and sunglasses, Mr. Contest Master."